Get tuned in with Reece on Fleet DJs Radio.
It is the number one station on the internet, Fleet DJs Radio. You locked in with Reece on Reece Radio. I have another special friend of the show right here. I love what she is doing for the creators, the people in spaces that need to be basically like presented to the world right now. I have Aj in the building. Cue all the fake applause. Nothing fake about her though. She is man. I love when I go to your website and you're talking about the rich idea. I just love the first paragraph it gets you.
Come on.
What made you write that? Are you ready to turn your awesome and dope-ass rich idea into a TV show? Who isn't ready to do that?
Let me tell you something. And so it's funny that you point that out because I wrote it in a particular way to talk to a particular audience. Mm-hmm. So coming up, I did not see a lot of books for people of color in the TV writing space. And so it was important for me to okay, how to speak to a particular audience that has felt isolated from television, has dope-ass ideas, but not necessarily the technical training of how to convert those. Let me tell you, we got to change this game around. So, last year, U.S. media spent over $120 billion on creating content. That's networks.
Billion with a B.
Billion with a B. And that includes movies and television. So, there's crazy opportunity. Luck, living under constant knowledge, if people can be armed with the knowledge and be ready and prepared to be in control of their stories and not wait to be chosen or picked. It's my job to help facilitate them and get them out there.
We kicking it with Oz right now. She just gave me an acronym I haven't heard before, but I'm going to use it.
Come on.
I'm going to give you your publishing. If you just get a check in the mail with $20 in there or just a couple bucks. Yeah.
Or $20 billion.
It came from me because I just heard you break down what luck. Can you just say that one more time?
Living under constant knowledge.
Wow.
That's right. Opportunity meets preparedness. That's right. That's exactly right.
Now, this woman right here, this queen right here, Emmy Award winning.
Emmy nominated.
You won my book. You won in my book. I know you want to clean it up politically.
Okay,
correct.
I'm Emmy nominated. People wait, I can't find what?
Right.
No.
Talk about this because we don't necessarily think that people behind the scenes win or are nominated for Emmys and for your creative focuses.
Yeah. So this Emmy nomination came about truly early on my journey. So early that I don't even know if I appreciated it, recognized it, or whatnot. But essentially, I was working with a woman by the name of Andrea Andrews. This woman is a youth warrior activist. She gave us a platform at a very young age to be able to tell stories. And so she facilitated this partnership with UPN, which was the former CW. And so me and some other students who got selected wrote a series of short stories helping stop gun violence, encouraging people to get out and vote. And those got picked up by UPN and were nominated for an Emmy.
That's wonderful to actually use some. And they say that that's the type of stuff that doesn't get the recognition or people don't want to see it. But you're nominated for an Emmy by talking about youth gun violence and things that sometimes get brushed under the table.
So
I'm sure the way you presented it was more from the positive realm and not just sensational news.
No, absolutely. I have, such a problem with sensational news. So that's, it takes away the narrative. It takes away the narrative of what is true, of what's human, what's our humanity. To be able to get an opportunity to speak from a place of truth, and of course, growing up in a New York City environment and seeing friends locked up and it was we were this is why she created this platform, because we were literally faced with this every day. So
it's a voice that needed to be heard. We kicking it with eyes right now. I kind of want to go ahead.
Reece, now I'm gonna give you a little rhyme to pronounce my name.
Okay.
You have reached Ash, not Hodge, not Hug. It kind of rhymes with cash. Now say it with me.
I love it. See, people call me Reek all the time, and it really burns me up on the inside of my body. You know what I mean?
You need a rap.
Yeah, I need a rap. So we're going to figure that out. So She's a part-time rapper too on your is that the part-time part? Or you dropping albums, or it's just that one verse? That's it. I love it. Stop the interview right now.
Stop it. We about to get into the mixtape.
Right.
I do say part-time because yes, that's mostly my part-time work, but I do occasionally do music. So I've done openings for songs.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. And I just guess that you probably done some scores and things too, because you in that realm.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely want to talk to you about that as we move on, because there's a lot of artists that listen to this, and they probably want to know if they can't get out there right now on the radio or drop a big album, you could get placements on TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can. And actually, there's a wonderful platform called The Labs, created by Farah Allen, who is actually helping to facilitate that. And I just did a panel for her platform talking to artists about getting their stuff out there. There's so many different ways to do that, but the real thing is that if you identify the kind of stories that you want to tell, even in your songwriting, I believe that everything comes back to story, and connect with people who are aligned with that type of music, with that type of story. Visualize where you see your music being played and get in touch with those folks. Simple as that. People send me stuff and I'm like, oh, okay, this either makes sense at this time, or I keep you in, the back of my mind for when it does make sense.
I love it. I love it. Right now we're kicking it with Ash, because I know the rap now. I got it down packed now. The owner of a baby giraffe, we'll talk about that later, and also the woman behind Rich Idea. Can you explain Rich Idea? Because I want to get right into that, and then how people can get involved with that, and then what made you want to do that.
Absolutely. So the Rich Idea, which you can literally find, therichidea.com, is a platform that allows me to coach creators who have dope-ass ideas for TV shows and teach them how to adapt them to a marketable material to be able to pitch, sell to buyers and distributors. And for me, I'm a second generation filmmaker, artist. My mom, Ayoka Chinzir, is considered to be one of the first African-American women to write, direct, and produce a 35mm filter film. Okay, come on now.
We're not going to breeze past that. I love
We're not going to do it.
Nah.
My dad, Thomas Osha Pinnock, was an immigrant storyteller from Jamaica who came here, turned performance artist. And so they always invested in getting their stories out there. They didn't wait for nobody. They didn't see these stories in mainstream media. It's like I grew up, calling myself an urban chameleon, not quite a Cosby kid, not quite a Bebe's kid, and like, where's the in between?
Right in the middle.
Okay. We like sushi, we like fried chicken, we like Gucci, we like,
we like Public Enemy.
We like Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I get it. I understand, because I'm right in the middle too, and it's a lot of us that feel the same way. Keep going with your story, though.
Let me tell you. And so for me, there was always this disconnect, this pipeline issue between our stories and getting them out there. And so in the tradition of that, I always knew that I wanted to write, create stories for, to be out there, but there always felt like a piece missing. And so without even realizing, I had been coaching creators for years, and it was just like, well, why don't you just turn this into, a business, a platform?
Right.
Exactly. So, I've helped people get jobs in the entertainment industry, pitch their stories to get out there. And so finally, officially, I created, this platform to do that. And I run these 30 days to write your TV script challenge. There's about 40 members in the current challenge. We're on day 29 right now. It allows people.
You got one more day.
Come on now, we got one more day.
Right.
But throughout this challenge, what's so amazing is to see people who have ideas who didn't necessarily ever find the time, the accountability, the structure, the technical language of how to articulate and structure their ideas, be able to do that within this 30-day time period. And I call it writing your ugly baby draft, because if you can release the notion of perfectionism, you can actually get over that hurdle and complete it. And so the next challenge is June 15th. For anybody who wants to sign up, therichidea.com.
And these are the only ugly babies people will be proud of. I like it.
Let me tell you, get the baby out there and get some shea butter on it, moisturize that baby, and then you can do it.
Keep that baby nice and moisturized. I love it. Right now, we're kicking it with Ash. We're talking about the rich ideas she has, and how do people get involved with this? Because I just heard you say you're on day 29, so we're about to recycle into a new period, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that one was for the challenge that's just passed, but the new challenge is going to kick off June 15th, and there is a prep week where I teach you all that you need to know. It's not one of those kind of things where it's hands off. I'm like in there like swimwear. We have 2 Zoom meetings where we go over the lesson plan. There's like 8 lessons. We go through 1 through 4, then we go through 5 through 8, and then you start writing your ugly baby draft. If you have a idea for a half-hour comedy, which is traditionally like 30 minutes, you write 1 page per day. If it's a 1-hour drama, 2 pages per day, and I'm there guiding you throughout the whole process.
I love that. So you're giving them the structure also. So if it's comedy, if it's drama, if it's a mystery, if it's whatever you're trying to create, you're giving them the absolute structure for it. And this is what the networks want to see.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Because it's a translation, it's a disconnect. And if I can help merge that translation, then we getting closer.
So what's one that you've seen that you was like, I know this will work on TV?
Oh, man. Well, look, I can't be blowing up people's ideas or whatever, but I will say what is amazing to see is when people realize the power of their own amazing idea. Like, people have ideas like, oh, that would be a good idea, but they don't really actually see, it's not real to them until we do the work and they actually see it become tangible, right? And then they start getting hype, and it's like, they get to kind of compare what is on television in terms of seeing the structure, because television is really not that complicated. People overcomplicate it. Television is really kind of simple, but if you can learn the structure, you can get your ideas in there and translate it to the market.
I know people will be begging to do this right now, especially with being sheltered in. You got quarantine, everybody's streaming, binge watching. You're giving them an outlet to get their stuff binge watched.
Come on, seriously. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, like, it's the wild, wild west out here. Things are changing crazy. One thing is not going away is a need for stories. Stories have existed at the beginning of time. They're going to exist to the end of time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right now, we're kicking it with Ash. I wanted to know one thing. So with we seen the change going from just straight television to these networks to streaming. You got Facebook, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got all of these networks. How does that make your job? Like, how does that affect you as a creator and someone who can help get shows on?
So what do you mean?
Like, so now we have so many outlets. How does that affect what you do?
Well, to be honest, it just makes it better, right? Because there's just going to continue to be somebody's trying to call.
Well, they got a show. They got a show.
They're like, wait a minute. Are you on Reece? Are you on Reece? No, it blows my job up, right? Because there are so many opportunities, and there's just going to be more and more and more. And personally, I think that media is going to head more in a direction of niche content, right? Where, like, you're not making one thing with the expectation that it's going to serve everybody. But I do believe that we have an opportunity to make more niche content that highlights specific communities, and that therefore, in retrospect,
before we won't get the full voice. Like, we would have only a certain amount of space that we can work in, and then you got to fit it into those spaces. Is that it?
Exactly.
Now we can specifically go to, quote unquote, maybe a BT Plus that's made for a specific people.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Is that what we're saying?
Exactly.
Politically correctly,
exactly. Right. Politically correct. Yeah. And also too, in that niche media, what the other part of that is having an opportunity for people who they would not typically think would be into BET Plus, for a specific type of content, being into that specific type of content. Yeah.
I got you. Right now, we're talking about just being creative in a time that's really needed. And this rich idea, I keep wanting to call it the big rich idea.
Okay, rich idea.
Like, this is really it. This is really it. And I just value and appreciate your time and coming to talk to us. Tell people how to get in touch with you and reach you on your platform.
Yeah,
other than the website.
Yes, absolutely. So other than going to therichidea.com, you can also follow me on the gram, HAJ, The Rich Idea. I do post videos frequently giving tips about, for writers, how to get your work out there and all of that. So I just actually dropped one either, I guess, about an hour ago or so. Mm-hmm. So definitely go check it and make sure we connect. And if you're interested in signing up for this 30-day challenge, come on. The window is about to close. There's only but so many people I take in because it is about giving that personal experience and making sure that people are successful because your success is my success and vice versa. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you see this becoming a show within itself? Because I do.
I do.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
So we're not going to talk about that right now.
We're not going to talk about that. All right. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I definitely saw that as because in my head I'm like, why wouldn't it? But okay,
you're right.
Fast forward. That's the next interview.
Okay.
Y'all get ready, okay? We're gonna be talking about the TV idea. But man, I appreciate you for what you're doing for people. Ash, I appreciate you for what you're doing for people. I appreciate you what you're doing for creators. I'm gonna be trying to sign up on the 15th. That's gonna be my Juneteenth celebration. I'm trying to sign. I'm gonna be right at the door. Like, hey, you see me in here? Remember me? Yeah, all right. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Once again, you guys follow her online. Stay in touch with this woman right here. Man, you're doing so many great things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. You too. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I appreciate my boy Dax for introducing us.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out to him, man. And there it is, man. We up out of here, Reec Radio. We about to get back to this mix.
It's time to kick off the lunch mix.
Reec is bringing the best DJs and livest mixes right to your house, car, and businesses. Time to kick off the lunch mix.